Tom Brady has won a 6th Super Bowl ring, and a lot of haters are going wild, and that's neither here nor there. The bottom line is some of you guys want to know what is the best route to go with using your remainder of the leftover Super Bowl rings that you have in Madden 19 Ultimate Team, and we're going to jump into that right now and start to discuss some of the options. Now, for those of you guys that didn't get a chance to get some of the Blitz packages that were available, it's all good. Don't really worry about it too much. You will have other opportunities to make coins and, utilize your new currency. If they are to release another type of currency, you'll be perfectly fine. Don't worry about that too much. What I'm going to tell you right now is this. We're going to look at, the last thing that I believe that they're doing in the store. They had the fire packs that were available for a limited time, but that was for like an hour, and I'm not staying up late to do that. Neither am I going to use any real money to do any of this right here. So this is what we're going to jump into right now. What are the best options for your Super Bowl rings? Let's get into that right now. All right, so we are back, and we're going to be talking about, you see, like I have 22,000 Super Bowl rings in there, and they haven't really released any card that really, that did anything for me. Now, as far as the code breaker, I showed you guys how to unlock the code breaker, and you get this pack right here. And I told you guys that I wasn't going to actually do anything with it, with the code breaker pack, because when they reset this and they make it into training points, you may have a better value. These guys right now are going for 2,000 rings. That's a joke. All right. With the 95 overall, we're going to get a decent amount of training points for that. So it won't really make any sense to, go ahead and do it. Even if we get the base training points for a 95 overall, I think it's the best case scenario to just wait it out, because it'll be more than the 2,000 training that you get, as an option for this during the ring promo. So definitely hold on to this until after they reset the Super Bowl rings and turn it into training. Now, this is the situation. There really is no reason to use your Super Bowl rings to go and do ring redemption inside this at all. There's absolutely no reason to do this. Don't ever do it. I don't want to hear any of you guys ever getting into anything like this. Let me explain to you why, though. This is the situation, right? Even if you get the base of the training points, some of you guys might be saying, but Gmia, you're going to get a decent amount of training if you get the player, right? Why would you do that? This is the situation. With the snow currency, they gave us 2 times what the snow was that we had left, right? Even if they give us 1.5, you're going to make out more if you have a decent amount of Super Bowl rings than if you buy one of these cards. Because more than likely, you're going to get a 94, right? And it's going to make you rage uncontrollably, and it's going to be 9,000 training points. Again, I don't think they're going to give you a 1-to-1 ratio, but even if they give you a 1-to-1 ratio, you'll still be good. I don't think they're going to do anything stupid like give you guys half. So I think that it's in your best case to keep what you have and see what it amounts to, because 94 to 95, you know what I'm saying? It's going to you're going to probably get a little bit more training if you just hold on to the Super Bowl rings. So I would avoid doing any of this, because if you're being realistic about it, there was nothing that was really I had to get it. It was all garbage. None of the cards were really that exciting. Obviously, the Franco Harris, if you had him, you had to upgrade him. That's fine. But there was really nothing that was too exciting about it. So I don't really see a need to promote you guys to let's rush and get rid of it. I think you should hold on to it and see what it converts to. If it does turn out that they give us 2-to-1 again, bro, you're sitting on a lot of stuff. I don't know if they will, though, because you see what they did was, when they gave us the option to be able to convert all these things every 24 hours to get Super Bowl rings, that's what made me think that they're probably not going to give us 2-to-1, because they gave us too many options to get so much of it, and it'll be they probably will think that they're giving us too much. You know how EA does? EA is I think we're doing the right job. Let's just not do that anymore. That's how EA rolls. All right. So look. This is the thing that you have to really understand. When you look at that date, right, it expires on February 8th. So you still have time to continually, continue to make up and stockpile these Super Bowl rings. So as you stockpile them, you don't never know what might come out throughout the week. But based on everything that goes on throughout some of the solos and everything like that, it seems like what we got right now is what we're going to get. It doesn't seem like they're going to give us any more Super Bowl things other than the 99 overall Julian Edelman that's going to be coming out that most of you guys are probably going to quick sell because nobody's going to be trying to run around with like a 5'8" receiver, trying to moss people. You can if you want to, but I already got rid of Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill is much faster, and I don't really see the need for it. All right, so look, other than the Super Bowl MVP that's going to be the first true 99, there is nothing else that I expect from EA Sports. All right, now, say they do release something that makes us want to use our remaining Super Bowl rings. You saw the date that refreshes until February 8th, 2018. If something else comes out and it's like, all right, you know what? We should probably go after that. I'll let you know, like, listen, this is what it is. But unless there's a player that really combats what's going on, because Madden 19 is really aggressive catch 19. So offensively, if they don't release a player that's 6'3" plus, with like 99 speed, it doesn't make any sense to go after it. I'm just being very honest with you. Guys, you're going to lose more games than ever because people are going to come out and moss you into oblivion. But that's not what any of this is about. It's not about you getting mossed and not understanding where you are after you've been mossed and you had 4 guys on the guy. That's not what any of this is about. What this is about is that you have to make sure that you also are in the best position to utilize your big receivers and throw it up in the coverage and do all that stuff too. The game doesn't make sense. So this is what you have to understand, right? Unless they put out, I don't know, maybe a Michael Irvin, limited time. Offensively is what I'm talking about right now. Michael Irvin. I'm trying to think about anybody else that comes to mind. You guys can write it in the comments. I know defensively, I would like to see a Troy Polamalu if they were going to do that, but I don't think that that's going to happen. The Ed Reed, Ed Reed card should be getting a new one. Hall of Fame edition. There's several other Hall of Famers that may get cards, Julius Peppers, things like that. If they're not releasing anything that is remotely consistent with that, I don't really see any need to go after anything else. That's just pure brutal honesty. I don't really see any reason for it. If you guys feel that, you want to go after whatever, you like a player for whatever, you're doing a theme team, whatever the situation is, whatever you want to go after, that's fine. But I'm just letting you guys understand, with the way that the game is played right now, unless they release something that, contributes to the way that the game is being played, you're just going to be more frustrated. I think you should build your team the way you like it, but also be smart. Be smart to understand that you can't change what EA has provided. You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, EA has made this game into something that is just, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's something that's really, really dangerous. So you have to make sure, to the best of your ability, that you match up as well as possible with the guy that you're going to run into, because it's going to happen. All right? So as far as everything else goes, just think about this. Even if they just give you 1-to-1, right? And you've been stockpiling your Super Bowl rings, by the end of the week, you should have about 30. Like, I'm going to have 30,000. So that's going to give me a decent amount of training. A lot of the players that were limited throughout this time, you're going to be able to, at least upgrade one of them. Because, it's crazy overall. So it's going to be like 24,000 training points. It's stupid. But that gives you a chance to get cards that you don't have to spend real coins for. So that's what we look to do here. You want to make sure that you balance out your currency with your MUT coins and your training. So if you could utilize them both to help you achieve a max overall while at the same time accumulating, wealth in your squad, that's what we set out to do. You know what I'm saying? So we have to make sure that we plan accordingly. Now, with the way that everything is working out, it looks like they should give us a little bit more than 1-to-1 because of what they did before. But just because the snow was so hard to accumulate, and they gave us this easy way to stockpile, Super Bowl rings, I'm just thinking that they're not going to do the right thing, because that's what we come to expect from EA Sports. You guys let me know. We've come to expect that if something has worked and it was right, that they change it. That's what we have come to expect. So I don't really feel that we're going to see anything different going forward. So as far as defensively, maybe an Ed Reed, they do something like that. We'll go after that with Super Bowl rings to get somebody excited with the Hall of Fame. Aaron Donald obviously won Defensive Player of the Year, and Bill Belichick made him look like he was just like an average Joe because he did a little bit of stuff, but they completely removed him. That's why I try to tell everybody, the greatest defensive player ever was Lawrence Taylor, because, bro, it didn't matter when the chips were on the table. He always showed up. You couldn't block him. These guys can be blocked and deterred and all kinds. they can't really like disrupt anything. The last person that I saw that really was just straight disruptive in the Super Bowl was Von Miller when they played the Panthers. Like, you could not block him. Aaron Donald wasn't able to do anything like that. So like I said, I'm going to still get his card, but I just wanted to point that out to you guys. Like I was saying when we were talking about the greatest defensive player ever, it has to be Lawrence Taylor, bro. Like, if you just look at what that man did every single time that it was necessary for something to be done, he made a play. This guy was just taken out of the play. And then he had another guy in the Ndamukong Suh that's pretty good as well that just couldn't really, do. The defense played well. They held Tom Brady to a low number of points, obviously 13 points. But again, with a lot of the impact that they had, they should have been able to, do a little bit more. Now, it's not the defense's fault. I blame Jared Goff 95% of what happened. I blame him, and it is what it is. But defensively, Aaron Donald didn't really show up as much, but they still, overall, they played them well. Because Tom Brady is a very, very difficult person to defend. But he didn't really light up like he was supposed to. But he's going to be getting an honors card, which is going to be happening very soon. So you might want to just hold off and see how that works out as well, because they might give us a little bit of a transition with that. So there's so many other things that you can do. But ultimately, I want you guys to understand, if your player can't get out of my way, you know what I'm saying? We're not using them here. Out of my way with block shed is the best way to do it. You guys probably played guys that rush one guy and instantly sack you. The game doesn't make sense. It is what it is. All right? So let's continue to stockpile the Super Bowl rings until something comes out. Worst case scenario, we get 1-to-1. If they do anything like half, the MUT community is going to go insane. So I fully expect at least it'll be a 1-to-1 ratio. And if we continue to stockpile it, that'll be a good chunk of training points to continue to build our teams to that ultimate goal of a 99 overall. If you have any other questions, the community is very, very good to help you guys on this channel. Just go ahead and jot it down, and we will get back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please let me know how you felt about the Super Bowl. I personally hated the halftime show so much. That's all I've been thinking about. Please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to GmiasWorld Gaming, where we are currently streaming Kingdom Hearts 3, and we're having a great time with the fam. Also, subscribe to GmiasWorld Podcast for all the NFL recaps and soon to come off-season recaps with the NFL and NBA. And I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.